Perfect. Jared, I appreciate you, bro. That's crazy, man. I was talking to a few people that you know. I heard you're a really amazing leader. First of all, I heard you got a really loyal squad. Is there a bowl over there? He's gonna flip it. Heard you have a really amazing loyal squad, and I know about your situation that happened with. I'm not gonna bring up his name, but you know it's crazy that that you've been going through all that stuff, and you're still grinding all the way to the top with your team and everything like that. So that's truly admirable. You guys having a leader like that, someone that's like still stepping up to the plate. Can you turn that speaker off right now? Sorry. It's gonna shut down in the middle of a call. It's gonna be loud. My bad. I'm sorry, you guys. I had a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, having a leader like that, I mean, that's like literally, in the trenches, trying to figure everything out, learning from other people off of YouTube when their mentor disappears and all that other stuff. Like that's not a normal situation. Most people don't go through that. But now Jared is choosing to grow through that, if that makes sense. So y'all have an amazing leader here. I'm very excited and happy and feel blessed to do this call. Especially, I know you're about to smash chairman, man, so congratulations. For me, it's an honor to do a call like this to help, push everybody to chairman. So let's go ahead and do this. Y'all, let's go really quick. Let's all give it up to Jared really fast. Your leader who's about to smack, right? Chairman 10. I mean, that's life-changing, and that's something you guys literally get to utilize, for momentum and everything you can think of. That's where you can literally use him as a tool, if you will, to, hey, my mentor's making six figures, blah, 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 blah. So it's really admirable to have that going on. So let's go ahead and rock, you guys. Y'all, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cash Cartier. I'm currently a chairman 50 here in I Am Master Academy. I don't have the best success story. I'm a sexy success story. But here I am, right? I'm 29 years old, grew up in California, and then I moved to Dallas, Texas to change my life. Started busting tables at a restaurant. I went to prison when I was 18, and that's when I got out of prison. I then moved to Dallas, Texas. Started busting tables when I got out of prison. And, I think I was like 23, 24 when I started I Am Master Academy. And it's crazy because, I just see myself as a busboy. I mean, it's just like, if I can do it, you can do it. Just never quit, and that's all I can tell you. I popped in here. It took me about 4 years to hit chairman. And then after that, it was just boom, 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 boom. Went from pretty much P1000 all the way to chairman 50 in less than a year, and that's because it's just nonstop consistency, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and rock this training, and the first thing that I'm gonna really go over, and I'm gonna go really raw because I know that you guys don't have, I know that you guys lost, one of your top people, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm going to give you some juice right now because I want you to really be able to scale this shit, to blow this business up. Jared, hopefully this really helps you, bro, because I really did this, wrote out this training just so you can pop the fuck off for years to come. Excuse my language, guys. I'm very real. I swear a lot, but, I love you. All right, let's rock it. So this is one of the things I'm going to be going over, right, is how to duplicate your team into the thousands. All right, how to duplicate your team into the thousands, right? And can everybody see this okay? Perfect, good. So I would say this, there's about 5 stages of this is how I see it, right? So there's about 5 stages, phases, or whatever, right? 5 phases of this, all right? One of them is going to be the launch, right? And this is what you need to know. This needs to be your system, if you will, okay? Like, there's 5 phases, what I personally realize, to every system that makes it bulletproof, okay? So you guys want to come together, more so, Jared and your top leaders, come together and really make this bulletproof here. But it's going to be the launch. Right? The next one is going to be scale, right? Scale or scalability, right? Sustain. sustain. Next one's going to be retain, right? And the next one's going to be repeat. Okay? Next one's going to be repeat. And then what I have is all you got to do, and I'm going to go over this in a minute, is you're going to add in, right, high energy into everything. Okay? And that's, that, you know, I put that by itself over there because that is what hits chairman. That's what hits P150. That's what hits P600 in a week. You know, chairman 10 in 90 days. That. Okay? So, exactly. And high energy, aka culture, right? AKA culture. So let me go over it. Your launch needs to be flawless. Now write this down. Your launch is everything. If you have a good launch, right, you're going to have momentum. If you have a bad launch, you're not going to have any momentum. Everything comes down to the launch. Never ever, write this down, never ever, 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 ever automate your launch. Never half-ass your launch. Your launch needs to be, is the most important thing, is the launch, okay? How they start with that launch is how they will finish. You go all in on that launch. Your launch it has so much impact that I believe it's gonna. I personally believe it's gonna be up to about 80% of all. Your launch can carry through about 80% of all of this: scalability, sustain, and retain. Right? I believe the launch really carries through all of that. So the stronger the launch, the bigger the bang. Right? The stronger the launch, the bigger the bang. A couple things that I really suggest you do in your launch, and I really want to, again, this is really for you guys, the squad. I really feel for you guys, so let's rock this shit. I would say this: you want to get 1 to 2 products. That's it for your squad to plug into. 1 to 2 products, and that's it. Now, this is a key thing that I want you to understand on this. It is not what works for you, it's what duplicates. So here's the thing. If the team, for example, selects, hypothetically, Gold Cup. Hypothetically, if they select Gold Cup, all right? Just because you're good at, just because you like, give me a swipe coin. Just because you like swipe coin does not mean you refer swipe coin. The system is Gold Cup. Okay? So that means you can use swipe coin, but you tell your squad to use Gold Cup. I cannot stress this enough. The biggest mistake people make is they have too many things going on in trading. Give them 1, maybe 2, and honestly, I suggest 1 in the beginning and then adding on another one later because you want to scale. You always start small, make sure it's bulletproof, duplicatable, and then scale. So I select doing 1, and that is the system. And here's the thing, ego will kick in on this, just so you guys know, and some of y'all ain't gonna listen, and let's say Jared says, you know what, this is exactly what we're gonna do. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, okay, hypothetically, you guys pick Gold Cup, hypothetically. Someone's gonna be like, yep, you know what, I'm gonna tell them to do swipe coin because it's better. I'm like, man, it's not what's better, okay, it's what's duplicatable. So what's going to happen, this is what I want you to understand. When people come in, it's not about giving them the best, it's about keeping it stupid simple. Because they will build off the basics. Your job is to get them plugged in to the basics as soon as possible and as simplistic as possible, and they will naturally go into swipe coin. And they will start exploring themselves after month 2 and month 3. Your job is to make sure they get plugged in because a confused person does nothing. Okay, a confused person does nothing. So since a confused person does nothing, guess what usually happens? People will most likely turn their auto ship off, okay, on the first month or the second month because they're confused. So you might as well give them a stupid, simple system for them to plug into. okay, for them to plug into. And then what will happen is that month 2, then they'll start rocking it. But why would you go and confuse them in the beginning and be like, oh, well, I want to make sure they get the best? They're quitting because you're thinking like that, okay? Your launch, that's huge in it. Now the next thing on the launch is, so we pick one product. The next thing is going to be, right, P150 in 7 days. P150 in 7 days. And I'm not going to get into all the details on everything because it's going to be a long training, right? Just go watch my YouTube. I give my all on my YouTube, okay? I really put it out there for everyone. Watch my YouTube and you'll really learn on how I think. But my thing is that P150 in 7 days it's vital that you think like that. Will it happen for everyone? No. But it will happen, and after one happens, the next one will happen, and then it will be a culture of P150 in 7 days. That is what's going to give them the start. That's going to give them the mentality to go. Again, I'm just giving you key points of success. If you hit these key points in your systems, you will blow your shit up, okay? So P150 in 7 days. The next thing is having them launch their business, right? That's why we call it a launch. It's not called a product setup. It's called a launch. Means it's pop-off season, okay? Now here's the thing, and I'm not going to get into it right now, but there is no, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but there is no choice, okay? Do I want to be a customer or do I want to build? I mean, you're going to do both. That's my mentality, okay? On our squad, they're building. We've never get, oh, I just want to. We don't get that. It's how you're thinking is making them. You don't give them the option. You assume that they're going to do both. You assume. And it's crazy once you assume that they want to do both, okay? Then they will do it. So assume it, okay? And then have them launch their business. Now when I say launch their business, what you want to do is you want to have them make a list, all right? Have them make a list about, I would say about 10 people. Keep it small. There's no need to get 100, all right? There's no need to get 100 right out the gate. We want to launch, that's it. Now once they launch, okay, what you want to do, I mean, once they get those 10 people, what you want to do is have them send some type of website or pre-qualification. I don't know what you guys use, but some type of video to those people and have them launch their business. Have them send whatisim.info, for example. Okay? Have them send that video to those people to get the business off the ground. Or what you can do, and then after that, after they watch the video, you have all the 10 of those people and you do individual calls for those people. You do individual calls for those people, individual webinars. So I was all over the place there, so let me explain again. What I want to do is I want to get a list of 10 people. After the list of 10 people, I want to send whatever the pre-qualification website or video is, send it out. Once I send it, I'm going to have to send it to, let's just say Tom, okay? I'm at David, all right, Sarah. So I send the video out, pre-qualify them. After we send the video out, then what we're going to do is we're going to schedule individual calls for all of them. I never, ever, ever do group op calls, okay? And that's one thing that a lot of people trip out about. I do not do them. I never will, okay? And the reason why is because what happens is people, right, what they do is they don't recruit to it, they just hop on for the call, and eventually you get a slow amount of momentum is what I've always noticed. Now the other thing I realize is, why would I have a group call and then have the newer member close out 10 people? They're not going to know how to close out 10 people, let alone one, okay? So why would I set them up to fail like that? So I don't do that either, okay? Because I want to hop on a call and be able to build a relationship with them. And then once like me as a leader is what I'm saying, then I can go for the close, answer the questions or whatever, and close them out. All right? So that's really key. And honestly, that's one of our secrets that we have. And I don't even know why I'm telling the world that. But a lot of people think I'm crazy. But that's one of our secrets. We do not do fucking op calls. We do not do any of them. All right? So that's going to be that. Now the next thing is have them throw a home event. Okay? So those videos only goes to people that are not in the area. All right? Now, home event or a small meeting, where the leader shows up. A lot of people are not in momentum because they're wanting to only build online. With ATMs, we only build offline, okay? We only build offline. So home event or a small meeting, and then you as a leader, right, you go there and you help close out a couple of people. And go with backup. I always say that. So Jared, for example, if you're going to go to your squads, if let's just say a new member has a little thing going on, they have maybe 3 people at their house, go to their house to close out those 3 people, but bring a posse with you, right? Because what's going to happen is you want to almost kind of outnumber them. You don't want to be outnumbered, if that makes sense. You want to come in as the alpha. So once you come up with that, then what's going to happen is those people, once they see the culture and the vibes and all that other stuff, they're way more likely to join. Realize I'm still talking about the fucking launch right now, right? That's how much I care about the launch. A lot of people half-ass the launch, and that is why they have no momentum, okay? So do a small meeting. The small meeting needs to be in your launch process, okay? The small meeting or a home event, that's mando. It has to happen, okay? Mandatory. Okay, now let's get to scale. Scaling your business. Scaling your business. What you want to do is you want to find, right, what you want to think broad, okay? Think broad for a second and think, what is it that's going to get people moving and keep them moving? That's what scale and sustain, right? So, for example, what we do is we have Tuesday, Thursdays, okay? Scaling means growing your organization, okay? Growing your organization, pushing it forward, adding addition to. So Tuesday, Thursdays is our hotel events or home events. All right? Hotel events or home events, okay? That's really all we have as a system. I'm just going to be honest. We don't, with ATMs, we only have Tuesday, Thursday. That's it. Then we do one-on-ones all day. That's it. Now, the next thing is on the scaling part, this is what you really need to know. Okay? Man, I'm really, this is like, everyone that's at ATM right now, they're all looking at me like, you're tripping. Okay? So I'm really giving y'all some sauce, I'm telling you. Franchise. You should be scaling. When you open up a place in Miami, for example, right? You open up a Starbucks in Miami, hypothetically. Let's just say, let's not even say Starbucks. Your first coffee shop. You're not scaling until you go open up the second one, right? So your question is how do I scale? You should be thinking franchise. How do I get my team in Arizona? How do I get it in New York? Right, Jared, I think you have one in New York, right? So what you want to do is you want to be, everyone around the world should be on the exact same system. Exactly, it should be exact same system. And now you think franchise. How can I get what we're doing great at in Miami, for example, great in New York, great in Arizona, hypothetically, great in Dallas, great wherever. It should always be the same. Okay? That's the key, is to think franchise. The second you go to another market, I'm thinking, okay, let me go to the basics again. Let me recreate what we did. There's never a new system. You've got to start thinking in phases and structure once you go out there, and the structure should never change. So that's going to be scaling, right? Sustaining. The reason why you will slow down with sustainability, right? What happens is the biggest thing is lack of the value that started at the top. So, for example, man, you guys should see Drake. Shut up, Drake. what I want you to understand. Let's just say this is your organization. Let's just say these are your starters, right? Let's say these are your starters. Of course, they're going to launch good, but we're wanting to go into the thousands. So now, once you start having your team into 500s and stuff, what happens is you start lacking, right? What happens is you start lacking the quality down here. Because there's more of a lack, it's more lack of communication. And maybe, for example, and again, I'm just giving you guys top leader shit here, because example, this person might be trained by, right, your I'm just going to say chairman, right? So, Jared, so cool. Then what's going to happen is, hypothetically, it's just a hypothetical world. This person, right, might be teaching them. That person might not get it as much. They might not get it as much. So what ends up happening is that there's a lack of communication here. Okay? And now that lack of communication gets telephoned and it duplicates incorrectly. Okay? So now what's working up here is no longer, you're like, what's going on? And you're looking for something that's going on. Really, now you start changing your system when you don't need to change your system. You need to find out why you're not sustaining in your system. Energy, and experience. Energy and experience are the two things that you should focus on. And, right, how can I keep the energy high? And how can I make every experience a good experience with the squad? Now, I know that there's been, think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. I want to think about it like this, okay? So, in all of I am, I see a couple of white people get on the whiteboard, right? Think about this. I've seen maybe one or two trainings on a whiteboard. Maybe. But usually everyone's sitting down on their laptop, right? Right? And now the reason why I do this is because it gives a better experience. Because you know I'm giving you my all when I'm standing in front of a fucking whiteboard and I'm not just sitting my fat ass on a computer desk, right? And I really mean me being fat. I'm giving you a good experience, right? An experience. So I'm always thinking about the experience. And I'm not saying, that's just an example. I'm not saying, like, a lot of people are not whiteboard people, I'm aware. I'm not saying go get on a whiteboard. Get the mindset of what I'm saying, not the example, okay? I want you to think, when you walk into a room, right, how can we create a good experience here? Like the vibes. You want to be thinking with the vibes, right? The energy. So it all goes hand in hand. Experience is what makes you feel good. You don't feel good and then you have a good experience. You create a good experience and then you feel good, right? You're feeling off of the experience that you just had. That's why if someone just smacked the shit out of you, for example, if that was a bad experience and then you feel angry afterwards, right? So my point is, if you want to feel happy, you create a good experience and then you feel happy. Stop looking to feel happy, create a good experience, and then you'll feel happy. But that's how it is for the culture, right? High energy, etc. Now, the other thing that you got to have is you've got to have a culture of people showing the fuck up, right? Like, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I swear a lot. I'm sorry. I love you, right? But you've got to have a culture showing the fuck up. That's just is what it is. You have to. If people are not showing up, sorry guys, I got corona. I really did get it. For real. So, no, I'm serious, I really did get it, I'm not playing. Like, it was a well-known thing. And it really messed up my lungs, like, for real. I'm like, for real, I really got it. I mean, I don't have any more, we're good. But, anyways, good thing is you can't get it through the call. My bad, side rant. So anyways, okay, moving forward. Thank you for that. What was I talking about besides Corona?
Showing up.
Oh, showing up. Okay? You've got to show up. And you like leaders, the second you don't show up is the second you start having an erosion in your organization. The second you don't show up, it does not matter if you're having a bad day. It does not matter. That does not matter. It does not matter how you're feeling. It's not about you. It's about your squad. And your squad doesn't just go down. It goes up, sideways, diagonal, all ways, okay? So what I'm saying is you got to show up for your upline, sideline, downline, whatever you want to call it, your organization, the organization that's not yours, all that, because by you not showing up, you're screwing everyone over, because when one person doesn't show up, then another one doesn't. And then when another one doesn't, then another one doesn't. And then it creates a domino effect and no one shows up, but the experience is in showing up, and if you're going to create an experience, how can you create one if no one's showing up for it? Right? So think about that. That's why you don't have retention when that happens, all right? So then that's going to be that. Now the next thing is the thing that no one likes to talk about, right? This is a touchy subject. Phase 1. Right? New blood cures all problems. All right? Now, the next thing I want you to know is when someone someone on my team, someone on my squad's out, they're not working over there. This leg is not moving. Why is it not moving? All right? It's easier to make a baby than to revive someone from the dead. It's easier to make a baby than to revive someone from the dead. Right? So, phase 1, new blood cures all problems. All right? New blood cures all problems. There we go. I think that's good. Yeah, there it is. All right? Now, and again, when someone's not working, you should be thinking it's easier to make a baby than revive someone from the dead. Meaning, it's easier to bring someone in. It actually takes less energy to bring someone in than to try to convince someone to work. Try to convince someone to get motivation, right? You've got to be thinking like that. Now, on phase 1, what you really got to understand is you've got to make it the thing. You've got to make it the thing to where you have a culture of phase 1. Where's Austin at right now?
He's watching in the room.
He's on. I thought he was on a call.
No, he's on your call.
Oh, he's on my call?
Yeah.
Bad. So Austin, for example, wait, did he just get off call?
He actually is back. He left the car right now, so he's on the call right now.
Yeah, that's my point. Austin, for example, is out here, right? Our guy Austin, and he just got out this training to get on a call, right? So we have a culture of phase 1. You've got to have that culture of phase 1. And so how do you create that? You've got to make it the thing. You've got to make it the thing. You've got to make it like it's got to be alpha on your squad to be in phase 1. It's got to be like, yo, just pop one in. Yo, just pop the, yo, bro, where you at? Pop them in. So you got to have that culture of phase 1, right? It's got to be the thing. It must be the thing to be phase 1, all right? There we go. Cool, there we go. Cool, so what do you want to do? On the phase 1, what you got to do is you've got to have some type of simplistic, I can't spell simplistic, but this. Yeah. Sorry. I can't spell, but simplistic. Oh yeah, okay, it's cool. So you gotta have some type of simplistic, right? Phase 1, right? Game plan. And this is what I mean by that. All right. Game plan, like a simplistic game plan on IG, right? And I don't, but what I do not mean, by the way, is I do not mean use a script. I do not believe in scripts. All right, I do not believe in scripts. But you have to have a duplicatable phase 1 thing on IG, and or let's just say on social media. And then the other thing is you're offline as well. All right, and so what you want to be thinking is this: what did I tell you in the beginning about picking one product, and then they will build their basics, and then when they get the basics, they will start building on top of those basics, right? They'll start adding on top, and then they start getting more advanced. What most people do is they paralyze their new person, and a confused person does nothing. So if you get a simplistic phase 1, right, thing going where we use PS3, for example, right? PS3, peak interest, share the plan, right? Third party, three-way. That's what we use. Then what we have, excuse me. Then what we have is we have a website, right? You guys can use, again, I don't know what you guys use, but maybe, I don't want to change you guys' system. I just want you to get the mentality of what I'm saying, okay? What is IAM.info is one that a lot of people use, right? So you go to that, and what happens is you send them that video. I do not want to ever do a call, no matter what, if someone has not seen the video. Now get this, me as a professional marketer, let's just say someone wanted to recruit me. I would want to watch the video before I got on the phone call. A lot of us think, man, this is a major hitter. This is a major hitter. Like, can I just put him on the call with Jared, for example? I'm like, give them the fucking information. We don't know if they're interested yet, right? So send them the information, and then we'll find out if they're interested or not. This is going to save you a lot of time. A lot of people are like, I'm worried about the video. Like, I don't think they're going to like it, and that's why they're not going to say. Listen, you're going to waste 45 minutes on a call breaking it down? No. Send them the video, let the video do the work, then all you got to do is edify after that, and then you pass it off to the leader answers a couple of questions, they know how much the pricing is, they know what questions they want to ask, and now the leader just has to close them out, answer those questions, and close them out. So it keeps it very simplistic. So peak interest, we do our little thing, come up with some type of guidelines maybe that you want them to do when they're in the inbox or whatever, right? Then after that, once they get it going, when they're ready to send some information, it needs to be the exact same website, whatever it is that you guys want to use, right? Then after that, what you want to do, right, is make sure that they know about edification and all the other stuff or whatever. But the main thing for phase 1 that you got to do, right, and this is for all the people, right, if there's anyone that doesn't want to go into phase 1, I have a really big tip for you, right, for you to help you out for getting into the phase 1, right, is you just gonna have to fucking do it. That's the tip. The one thing that no one wants to just go do it. Just go do it. Stop thinking. Go do it. Stop waiting until you learn more. Stop waiting for you to get more information. Stop waiting for, man, I'm waiting for my results. I'm waiting for this. You're waiting for another excuse is what it sounds like, right? Get your ass into phase 1, right? I want my results first. I want to make sure I'm making money, right? That's just like, no. I'm not even going to get into that. Just no, all right? Go get into phase 1, all right? So if someone says, right, that they don't want to do phase 1 or that, man, I'm trying to get in there, it's because you just got to get over it, all right? And the other thing is if you're not having results, if you are not having results in phase 1, it's 90% of the time is because I truly believe this, you think that you're talking to a lot of people. Truly, I believe that you truly think that. The problem is you really are not talking to a lot of people. What you did is you got on Instagram and you're like, I'm gonna go write a whole bunch of people. You wrote one, and then you started scrolling. You didn't even realize you did that, and now you're like, man, I just grinded for 3 hours, and you're like, I talked to all these people, and you only talked to 1 or 2 people. That's like actually a thing that I've really realized. You're being active, you're not being productive. Okay? So you think that. Now, the other thing, I will know if you are in phase 1, okay? Because the volume of calls, right, will add up. I've been doing this long enough. Jared, you've been in for 3 years or something, right? About 3 years?
I've been for like 19 months.
19 months. Shit, yeah. That's a lot. Perfect. You've been doing this long enough for you to know as well. You can tell if someone's like, I've been talking to everyone, I've been doing it's just not working. No, you're not working, okay? You're not working. So do that. Now the next thing is if you're getting a high volume of calls and you're actually taking them, right? As a leader, you're taking those calls, then the next thing is you're like, how is this person not getting a sign up? And typically what I realize is they're not asking for the sale. Right? You gotta ask for the sale. And a lot of the times people do not ask for the sale. And that's about 80% of people I realize when they're having that problem, 90% they're not asking for it. And then the next thing is they're not following up. They're not following up. When I say ask for the sale, I don't mean once, I mean repeatedly. Repeatedly, right? Repeatedly. Okay? Next thing is and now I'm gonna just go into the importance of this, okay? I will never be able to outdo, right, my video on my YouTube. Go watch it, all right? It's the gift of taprooting, all right? And that is literally a gift, okay? Like that is, I'm just being real. Like I'm not over here trying to toot my own horn. If anyone knows me, I'm like a studier. I am like up all night, documentary, watching things. Till this day, I'm still doing all that. So my point is, I paid all the money for all these marketing, gurus and all this other stuff. I've never seen anyone give the value that I'm giving for free on my YouTube. And this gift, the gift of taprooting is like, boy, I'm telling you right now, go watch that video, all right? That is going to take that is going to take your organization to the next level, okay? So, taprooting, what does it mean? It means that you're moving right through people. The key thing, and I want to explain it for anyone that doesn't. Drop a 1 if you don't know what taprooting means. Cool. Okay, cool. I'm really glad I asked that. You know what I just thought of? A lot of people probably don't even watch that video because they don't even know what it means. That's crazy. Taprooting is, you got phase 1, which is hugely important, and then you have taproot. Okay? Taproot is like, man, it's like, woo, boy, I would say, it's like 1 and 1. Like, it's like phase 1 in taproot, you must master taprooting. You must master taprooting. You have to master taprooting. Master taprooting. I'm going to get into it in a minute, but watch the video over and over and over. Master it. And don't only be a taprooter, okay? Because if you're not good at taprooting and you're good at phase 1, at least you can start growing and duplicating through this, right? But a lot of people, they try to taproot, right, that from juice, from a fruit that's already been juiced. Hopefully that makes sense. A lot of people, they try to taproot from a fruit that's already been juiced. You do not want to do that, okay? So, moving through people, I'm going to give you an example on here for those of you that don't know what this means. All right? Okay, let's see what this. All right, let's go. I want to make sure this is big enough for you. All right. let's just say this is, let's say this is Jose. All right, obviously you have your organizations. I'm not going to go through one leg because it's all that matters really. Okay, just make sure you see this. All right, perfect. Now, red is going to represent, right, people that are in your organization. Right, it means they're in. This is going to represent, okay, blue is going to represent, for this example, just a person that this person knows, okay? So I'm going to give this person a name. Let's just say Todd, right, or Tim. Let's say Tim. I like Tim. All right, Tim, okay? So now, let's say Tim knows Beyonce, all right? So Beyonce is obviously a big fucking hitter, okay? She's like, you get Beyonce in, okay? If you get Beyonce in from this, I'm gonna be tripping. Okay, I'm just like, I would actually be like, man, we really manifested that. That's crazy, you know. Sorry, you guys, I'm ADHD. You just gotta let me do my things sometimes, you know. I'm going back in, I'm sorry. So, let's say Tim knows Beyonce, right? I can feel you, Ray, stop. Stop doing that. All right, so let's say Tim knows Beyonce. Now, Beyonce's not in the business. Tim is brand new to the business. Now, what we want to do is we want to be thinking, okay, let's say Tim doesn't even want to talk to Beyonce. You want to be thinking, or Jose needs to be thinking, okay, I want to move through Tim because Tim knows Beyonce. So that's common sense, but you have to get good at this. You have to get good at the different angles that you can take by taprooting people, right? And a lot of times too, people don't know, really, they don't think correctly. So Tim might not be like, oh man, like, I really never even thought about going for Beyonce, and that she's like my best friend. Like, that's like a thing. Like, people literally, if you do not ask, they will not tell you. Write that down. If you do not ask, they will not tell you because they don't know what's important. Okay, I know for us it's common sense, but it's really not. It's really not. Okay? So, you've got to be thinking to taproot what are the different ways, right? The different ways I can move through people. And it's an art. This is a very powerful call if you really understand all the things I'm going through right now, okay? So this is an art. And what do I mean by this? There's always going to be different scenarios that are going to work better on different people. So Tim might be, right, for one thing that's going to work from Tim to get to Beyonce isn't going to work for something that's going to work if I go through Edgar, right, to, let's just say, you know, Tupac, sure, right? So say that's Edgar up there, say that's Tupac, right, awesome. The thing that works for Edgar up here is not going to be the same thing that works through Tim over here. So you've got to get good at moving through people. And what I do is I ask questions. Yes, who do you know is one of them, right? I questions, I'm dyslexic. I ask questions, okay? Now, one of the things that I do is obviously, we all know the who do you know game, right? We all know that game. But what you want to do is go deeper than the who do you know. You want to know clubs, right? You want to know, are you into club soccer, sports, right? Were you popular in high school? This is a very big tip for you. Write this one down. Do you know anyone that's been in network marketing? Do you know anyone that's been in network marketing? Ask everyone on your squad that, okay? Now get this. I got another tip for you. It's a fucking big one. If they tell you no, this is what you do next. Ask this next question. Man, this is good. Ask this next question, and this is the question. Do you know any network marketing companies? Have you ever been approached by a network marketer? Because or say, did you know what network marketing was before this? If they say yes to any of those questions that I just said, what will happen is now you reverse engineer that. It's like, how do you know what network marketing is if you've never been approached? Because it ain't like they're teaching the shit in college, okay? So that means someone approached you. That means someone approached you. Who was it? Who was that person that approached you, right? How do you know what it was? That's the questions you ask. Because again, what they think, what you know is important, they might not think it's important. So you've got to know people. I know people, and that's why I'm able to build so efficiently, because I think like a psychologist, and I move like I'm a doctor, I move like I'm a soldier, but I'm thinking always, I'm always in the other person's head, and I'm always finding a way to get better. So ask the right questions during Taproot, not just who do you know, all right? And those are very powerful things. Always ask that last three that I gave you too. Don't just say, do you know anyone that's been in network marketing? Accept that answer, okay? Because I've caught so many things after I've said, have you ever been approached by a network marketer? How do you know what network marketing is? Oh man, you know, this guy named Phil came up to me. So you know a network marketer, okay? But they don't think that they knew a network marketer. It never clicked in their head like that, okay? So you gotta get good at this. So taproom is moving through people. Once you learn to move through people and you do this quickly, right, it just grows very fast after that, right? Once you get good, because you're always taprooting, always. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to taproot, right, immediately, right? You want to get into your newest members market immediately. And so what you want to do is, this is the best question ever. Who can you put me in front of right now? That is $1 million question. Who can you put me in front of right now? How is it that we just grew a team in Miami to like 23 people, okay? And we just got out here, okay? So we already have a team of 23 people, and we will scale it into the multiple hundreds. Same with Arizona, boom, popping off, right? And it's because we taproot, we know how to taproot, and the team is trained on this, okay? You've got to learn how to do this, and this is the best question you can ask. Who can you put me in front of right now? That's what we're doing right now in Miami. The second these people are coming over, yo, can you call your friend and have them come over right now? Just have them come over. We'll do the full presentation right here, right now. Because guess what, right? Guess what? We've got a room here with people, right? So guess what happens? You're coming to the Shark Tank, baby. You're coming to if they come over here, you're gonna sign the fuck up. Do you understand? Like if you come to my house, you're signing. Do you understand? Like that's gotta be your mentality. So set them up. Who can you put me in front of right now? Boy, you come to Cash Cartier's house, you better sign up. Come to Drake's house, you better sign up. Come to Jared's house, you better sign up. Whoever your leader is, you better sign up. That's all I can tell you, right? Bring them to the squad and let the squad and the environment do the work, okay? Now, the last thing I want to go over is just a little bit of mindset. And I want to talk to you, all of you, about the biggest thing that can like destroy you if you don't listen. And it's ego. And you've got to be asking yourself at all times, do I have one? And a lot of the time, the worst thing about ego, the worst thing is we don't know when we have one. That's the worst thing about ego, okay? Everyone has an ego, but not everyone knows to say, I'm being egotistical right now, right? And so what you got to do is become very self-aware, and sometimes what you got to do is you've got to ask other people, right? If you're like, are you seeing this the same way? Am I handling this correctly? Am I being egotistical if I do this? Am I being uncoachable if I do that? You've got to ask someone that's going to be unbiased and tell you the answer that you need to hear, not the answer that you want to hear, okay? Ego is, man, I'm just going to be real. Y'all want to know what I deal with all day at Chairman 50? It's not building, which is, it's crazy. What I deal with the most is ego. I can't move through a lot of people because they're not listening. And I'm like, man, we would all just go to fucking Chairman 1 million if you would just shut up. You know what I mean? If you would just stop doing what you think is best, right? You think is best. Man, I hit P1000 and I'm going to teach you how to build. It's just crazy. It's just psychotic shit that it's crazy. You've got to be asking yourself at some point, am I tripping? You've got to, I say that to my team. Edgar's laughing, right? I say that I'm like, am I tripping? Am I tripping about this? Okay, now the other thing is I always ask myself this. I'm always aware of my traits that are not great traits. Okay? I'm aware of them. A lot of us lie or we rationalize about them. So for example, right? It could be like I'm an irritable person. I'm aware of that, okay? I'm aware I'm an irritable person. But what most people do is they do this bullshit. Yeah, I know I'm irritable, but right? I know I'm irritable, but it's because this, but it's because that. No, there's no but. There's no but. You're just irritable. Once you're aware of stuff like that, you're able to grow a lot faster, okay? You're able to grow a lot faster once you're aware of those negative traits, okay? Now, ego is gonna be something that is literally, okay, you've got to be coachable, man. You've got to be coachable. Like, you've got to, or you're slowing everyone down, and it's unfortunate that a lot of leaders do this, but you got to think about this. Okay, this person has results. You got to be thinking, this person's got results, and I don't have the results that this person does. I'm going to listen to that person. Instead of having an ego trip that's going to affect my organization. Okay, you got to be thinking that because it's not about you. It's about your squad that is having to go through the ego trip with you, and they're loyal to you, but you're not being loyal to the mentor, and now you're delaying the squad's growth because you want to do what you think is best, not what you know is best, and what you know is best is to follow the person that has the results. Now, I'm going to be honest, I can tell, I'm just, like, man, I'm telling you, like, if anyone knows me, I read people, body language, sincerity, all that other stuff, right? I'm looking at your guys' leader, that he's a good leader, okay? Like, he's a good leader. A lot of things that it sucks to hear is that sometimes we also got to be aware that there's people that have results that we think that we want, but we're not aware of what is actually how they got it, or are they negative people, or what are they bad people, or whatever. So we also got to be conscious of that, and that is why we ask other people, am I tripping about this? You get advice from other people. All right? So I'm not saying just go follow Joe Schmo and say, man, they got the like, they're killing it right now, or they're at, X rank. Let me just go listen to them. Okay? That's not how you should be thinking. It should be, right, is this person, do they have, are they like ethical? Do they have morals, right? Is this person truly leading the way I think that they're leading? Is there other people that can attest to it, right? There's other things that I'm looking for. I want to be aware of that individual, but then sometimes ego can kick in, and I could be like, man, hypothetically, I could look at Matt Rose and be like, oh, they just got in first. That's why. I bet somebody, built under them. Then you could be thinking like that and not want to learn from someone. That's what I mean by awareness. And so here's my thing. Once you feel uncomfortable about a topic, right, that's when you're always feeling uncomfortable. What most people do is they deflect the second they feel that negativity and they lie right away. All right, so integrity, right, so honesty is the ability to tell someone else the truth. Honesty is the ability to tell someone else the truth. Integrity is the ability to tell yourself the truth. And integrity is also what are you doing when no one is watching, right? So what you want to do, I really want to teach you how to feel your ego. The second you feel insecure, most of us lie. We don't want to be wrong because we feel insecure, so we lie about it, right? We're like, no, the reason why, and we're lying to ourselves, right? We're not telling ourselves the truth. So it'll be like, man, that person's building faster than you, Cash. And I'll be like, no, well, the reason why is because, no, they're just building faster than you. There's no reason why, right? I'm just giving you an example. That person's hit P5K and I'm at, P1000, but I'm better. Maybe, but they have better results right now. Why? Right? So you don't give the butt. You've got to be like, hey, you know what? I feel that uncomfortable feeling. Let me shut up and let me listen. The other thing I like to do is this. I like to say out loud when I'm having an ego. Okay? And that's something I know I do a lot. And I'll be like, or I'll say, man, I don't have. This is me. I might cut someone off, right? And they honk the horn at me. And like, for example, Drake will be like, man, I'm like, shut up, bro. They're like, he would yell at the person that's honking. Like, shut up. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I got no ego. I cut them the fuck off. You know what I mean? I'm like, that was my bad. You know what I mean? So I don't have an ego. I want to say it out loud that I messed up. Get in the habit of telling the truth about what your ego out loud, and then you're more likely to combat it more often. Okay? So there's that. That's going to be the end of my training, but I'm going to just say this, right? You guys got an amazing leader right now, okay? About to smash Chairman 10. I guarantee you is going to after Chairman 10, this huge clicking moment goes off in your head. Then you get Chairman 25. He's going to open up the floodgates for you, right? Chairwomen, chairman, all that other stuff, right? He's going to do that for you. It is your job to get him there. I always say get a culture, right? You have to have a culture of getting your mentor to the next level. You should be saying, I'm going to put that on me, right? At this point, you should be thinking, right, how fast can we get him there? Because the faster you get him there, the faster you can get there. You want your mentor to win. You want your mentor to really excel. Right? You want to give them the name, that way they can help give you the name later, right? Then you can utilize their name to build. My mentor did this. They've accomplished that. And now you're able to build off of that. So get your mentor, right, to chairman ASAP. Okay? So we've got, 6 months left? Less than that in the year, I think. 5 months left in the year. The question you got to ask yourself is, are you going to be one of the chairmen, right? Are you going to be one of the chairwomen? Are you going to be one of the people that takes your organization to the next level and becomes a name within this organization, within this company, right? And the answer's got to be yes. And if it's yes, it's we got to do this shit together then. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it back to you, Jared. I love all of you guys. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Let's get it.
Wow. Bro, I cannot even thank you enough, man. Like, if you guys got value on top of value, blow up the chat box with 7, 10. I want you guys to go into Cash's inbox, right, and say, yo, thank you, bro. Thank you, right? Express your gratitude for him because your chairman 50, right, is going to accelerate way faster into your life by expressing your gratitude for Cash, right, brother? I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for running this with me, man. I'm so excited to really pop off. I know that what you just taught everybody is not just going to take me, it's going to take the whole team to where we want to go, bro. So with that being said, thank you so much, like, bro, from the bottom of my heart.
Of course.
I'm forever grateful for you, and I appreciate you, man. So with that being said, I'm tuning out, man. I'm super excited for where we're going as a group. I love you guys.
That's good.